Hello and welcome to Disenchanted. Thank you all for being here, my friends. We are in episode 2. When we last left off, you were all sleeping in the house of an ogre. You all hear a rooster.
Oh.
You all get up and you see that Sage isn't with you. Josh, you notice on the bed next to yours, there's a note.
Oh.
Apparently...
What does this note say?
He's out. He's trying to find that bird. It was keeping him up last night.
Da.
So, we'll see what happens with that, but...
Okay. I wish him the best of luck.
So... Luna, Rasputin, you both walk out into the kitchen. In the kitchen, you see 2 guards and a short man. No, not a man. A bird. He's wearing a large trench coat and a hat.
Okay. Can we go up and talk to this bird man thing?
Of course.
Okay. Hello, comrade.
Hello.
Oh. And who might you be?
I am Detective Perman.
Ah, hello. My name is Rasputin. It is nice to meet you, comrade.
Nice to meet you.
And this
too.
here is my affiliate. This here is my affiliate, Luna.
Luna. Interesting. How are you?
I'm bad.
You're bad. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Why you?
Luna, why are you bad?
Why you bad?
You stink.
I'm a bird. Watch out.
Okay, so, comrade, why are you here? What is your purpose?
Well, you see, this morning, quite early, I had, the owner of this household come rushing into my office saying that his wife has been stabbed.
Oh.
And that, through my inspection and investigation, I have found that she's now deceased.
Oh, suka bria.
Well, you see, she has a very large knife
Oh, she...
in her throat.
Oh,
In her throat?
In her throat.
suka bria.
Oh.
Do you know who did it?
Well, not quite, but I do have a couple of suspects.
Oh.
You included. Both.
Bliat?
Why?
Because you were here all night.
That is preposterous. I do not stab people, I heal them. Who do you think you are?
You would be more
I'm the
likely
detective.
to do it than me.
What are you talking about, Luna?
Well,
Suka bria.
also through my investigation, I have found that no one has came to the house besides, or came or left the house besides the husband and friend. Or
Well, how do you know
associate,
the husband did not do it?
because I haven't interrogated everybody yet.
Oh, is
course.
that why you are here, to interrogate us?
It was just simple coincidence that you were waking as I was standing here. But yes, that is my plan now that you are awake.
Okay, what do you want to ask me? I have all the answers.
You have all of the answers.
Detective Perman takes you up into the ogre's study upstairs and begins to interrogate you, Rasputin.
Mr. What is it again?
Rasputin.
Rasputin. Is that your last or first name?
That is my last name, my first name. You can call me Grioji, you can call me Comrade. I do not care.
Well, Greg. Is it okay if I call you Greg?
No.
No. I'm going to call you Greg anyways. See now, Greg. My first question. Why are you here?
Why are we here? What are you talking about? We need a place to stay.
Is that all?
Yes, that is all. I don't know what are you trying
That
to
is the
imply.
only reason you are here.
Da.
Duh.
Well, I also healed his wife.
Healed. Oh,
Da.
So
I am a
So why-
field medic.
why did the wife need healing?
Well, she was very ill from some kind of disease in which I attempted to cure her from, and successfully did, mind you.
Successfully?
Dag.
That's interesting. See, now, do you know what disease that was?
Dag. She was suffering from a bad case of... Genoeg. The name of the disease is escaping Rasputin's mind at the moment. I have a lot of things on my mind,
Oh.
as you know.
As I know, do I know that?
What you do now?
Okay. Well, did you perhaps hear anything in the night
Hear anything?
while you were, sleeping? Like, I don't know, maybe an ogre being stabbed in the throat?
No, I did not hear a thing. Rasputin sleep like a rock.
Like, alright. Okay, that's quite interesting.
Are we done here or what?
No.
Soak
See,
up,
now
yeah.
you told me that you are a healer.
Dag,
What
that
is
is
that?
correct.
What does that imply?
It implies that I heal people.
With what methods?
Well, I just use the medkit.
Medkit.
Dag, you don't tell anybody.
Do you mind if I see one of your medkits?
Of course not. I have 3 of them. Here you go.
Actually, you used one last episode.
Oh, that is right. Sorry, Rasputin has 2, you see. I used one on the girl.
Oh, the girl. Okay. Can I see your medkit now, please?
Dag, you may. Here it is.
Thank you. Let's see. What is inside your medkit here? Okay. Nothing obviously suspicious.
What?
Why don't you roll an investigation check for me, Devon?
Investigation check. Roll.
Or, I mean,
Detective Berman.
Detective Perman.
Let's see. Ooh, that's a 6.
6 plus what?
6 plus. What is this? Intelligence? No. Investigation plus 3.
Alright, a
Oh.
9. You don't see anything too suspicious there.
Okay. Well, in that case, Mr.
Rasputin.
Greg, you can have your medkit back.
Ah, thank you, comrade.
Okay.
It was nice talking to you. Do you have any more questions? Rasputin need to go.
If you wouldn't mind, please stay at the house, but you
Oh.
are allowed to leave the room. Tell your associate to come inside after.
Okay, hey Luna, the detective, he want to talk to you. Don't tell him anything about the bad food. I really hated the food. Don't tell him. Okay, go.
Hello there. What's your name?
Luna,
Luna what?
Remor.
Remor. Okay. Luna. Interesting. So tell me, what do you do as a profession?
I'm like a Ninja Turtle.
A ninja turtle. See, what's a ninja?
Well, I'm a very sneaky assassin, sort of.
An assassin. Oh, that's
I'm
interesting.
a rogue.
A rogue. Oh, what's the difference?
They're basically the same thing.
Basically the same thing. Okay. So, by my understanding, Luna, as a rogue, you carry many knives with you.
Yes, but they're very small, like daggers. They're not large, like the one found in the Ogre.
Well, you see, that's a fair point you have there. May I inspect one of your knives, please?
Sure.
Sure.
What?
Give me the knife. Thank you. Let's see. 13.
You compare the 2 knives. They look kind of different. I mean, they're the same Actually, no. Wait, what'd you roll?
13.
Yeah, never mind. I thought you said something else. The knife that the ogre was stabbed with was a kitchen knife.
Okay, here's your knife back. Well, I understand that maybe the knife may not be similar, but the technique is very interesting. Not too many know that a knife to the throat like that would, I don't know,
Instantly kill someone.
Instantly kill someone. But
I
perhaps
feel like that's
a rogue.
basic knowledge.
Are you sure?
Yes,
As
I
a
am.
rogue, you would say that. Because as a detective, I find that quite interesting. I'm sure many other people would say differently.
I'm sure many people have been killed by getting stabbed in the throat.
Many people. See, now this isn't a person, this is an ogre.
Okay, I'm sorry, many creatures, organisms.
Organisms.
Devon, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception. Where is that at? Oh. +3. No, 16.
No. So, you actually notice that the wife isn't any normal ogre. She's actually half ogre, half orc.
Half orc. See, now, if I'm
With some other races mixed in there. You can't tell, but she looks orcish.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, orcs are stronger. Tougher?
No,
No.
ogres are much stronger than orcs.
Okay, got it.
Here, at
Here.
least.
Yes. Did you hear anything?
No, I was sound asleep.
Sound asleep.
I just went in my shell and went to bed.
Went in your shell and went to bed. See, can you tell me where did you sleep last night?
I slept in one of the guest bedrooms.
Okay. Did you... What is there?
You actually slept in the guest room labeled guest room. For those of you playing along at home, there are 2 other guest bedrooms that Sage was supposed to sleep in, and Rasputin slept in on your right. Just so you know.
That's interesting. Is there perhaps been a third person with you, Miss Luna, besides your associate, Greg?
Yes, but he left to go catch a bird.
Oh, that's quite interesting. He left. Well, I don't want to leave the crime scene, but I will hopefully catch up to him later, just in case he has something that he wants to tell me. You are allowed to leave. I will be out there with you 2 in a moment.
Hello, Luna. How did
Hello.
it go?
Detective Berman
Great.
Good.
walks down the stairs and looks around. An update on the room. The 2 daughters are now sitting at the kitchen table with the dad. Tim is crying and shaking, and the 2 daughters are trying to console him. One of the guards is next to him. He looks very sympathetic, while the other guard simply stands by the door.
Hello.
Are you trying to make fun of my accent?
Yes, I am.
That is very rude of you. Why would you do that?
I believe it's great.
Excuse me, I don't find this
Snake
quite an
comrade.
appropriate time to be doing that. Someone just died.
Lighten the mood.
My wife.
Oh, hey, Tim.
I'm Mr. Tim. Mr. Tim, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm doing as much as I can to figure this out, but
Please, sir, you have to find who did this.
Okay.
It was too late to save her.
if you're able to hold up for a moment, may I ask you a question or two?
Yes, I suppose you must.
Were you awake all night with your wife?
No, we both went to bed at around the same time that everyone else did.
Did you sleep in the same room as your wife last night?
Yeah.
Yes. So you didn't notice when she got stabbed?
I woke up in the middle of the night and my hand was wet.
Wet?
I couldn't. When I thought it was water or something, or when I looked, it was blood. There was blood all over the bed.
He killed his wife.
I ran to you as quickly as I could.
I do remember that. And then the rest. Yes.
It's all kind of a blur, but
You didn't hear anything in the night? Like the door opening or any footsteps in your room?
no, I was asleep.
You were asleep. Yes, of course. That seems to be the response that everybody says.
This guy is crazy. This goddamn boy.
You are free to continue your weeping. Daughter, the small one.
Yeah.
Did you notice anything during the night?
No.
No, that was a hesitation. You know.
Listen, I don't think you need to be interrogating a little girl.
Well, if she has information, then I might need it. Okay, well, how about a different question then? Do you know these two people? Actually, do you want to... Let's come to the study for a moment.
She looks to her father, and he solemnly looks at her and nods his head. You two walk up to the study.
I know this may be difficult now that your mother just died, but do you know either of these two, actually 3 people, besides the guards and your father and your other sister who are here? Actually, the 4th person who ran away. Do you know any of those 4 people?
I know who did it.
You know who did it?
It was my dad.
It was your dad. That's interesting.
Her, and Mom. My dad and her were fighting a lot before she got sick. And he seemed happy that she was awake, but they just... he wasn't so nice to her all the time, but I think it was him. I saw a figure dart into the bedroom holding the knife. I didn't see it, and I didn't want to say anything, but I thought it was him.
If you wish to stop, that's okay.
I want to stop.
Okay, before you exit, can you just tell me how old you are?
She counts on her fingers, and then she starts to lose track. I think I'm...
You having trouble there?
7.
7. Okay, you may leave and go back to your family if you wish.
Okay.
Testament of a 7-year-old? I don't think so. I will now ask the other daughter instead. Other child, would you please come to the study?
Okay.
Well, did you notice anything last night?
No.
No. You seem very quiet.
I put the dogs to bed. I think Kel got up and went to the bathroom.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't think anything happened. Actually, I don't know, she kind of ran into her room, but she kind of does that a lot. Actually, now that I think about it.
Your sister?
Yeah, Kel.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm Kel and... Or, no, she's Kel.
And your name is?
Mel.
Mel. Kel and Mel. Interesting. Have you noticed your parents arguing a lot lately?
Lately? My mom's been in a coma for 2 or 3 months.
Before that.
Actually, now that you mention it, yeah. They were kind of fighting. Yeah, but there's no way my dad did it. He felt so bad after she got sick. He pretty much completely changed his way of life. I don't think it'd be him.
Interesting. One final question. Or 2, perhaps.
Of course, anything.
Do you know any of these 4 people who were here and are here besides your family and the guards?
I don't know.
No. You've never met any of them?
No.
Even the...
I mean, I kind of met the dwarf before, but that's because all dwarves are the same.
Interesting. What about the family friend, your father?
Oh, you mean Bargo? Barongo.
Barongo.
Barongo?
Is that his name?
I didn't write these names. Yeah, he's known my dad for a long time. They were good friends, I think, before I was born.
Okay. May I ask, once again, how old are you?
I am 16.
16.
I'm turning 17 next month.
Next month. Interesting. Okay, you may exit the study.
Mel exits the study and goes to console her father again. She seems rather grown up for a girl as young as her.
Interesting. She does seem to be a tad bit more believable than the other one. Family friend, would you so kindly come in here, please?
Barongo steps into the room. He's almost has his head against the ceiling, but he's very tall and muscular and has a dark mustache, as I described in the last episode.
So, sir, Barongo, is it?
Yes.
Why are you here?
Well, Ozark, I mean Tim, he likes to be called Tim. He owed me some money, and, well, I came to collect it.
Came to collect it. What does that mean? You came to collect
It means he owed me money, so I was gonna go over and say, "Hey Tim, you owe me some money. You wanna give me the money?" And he was gonna say, "Sure, Barongo, you're my best friend." And then I was gonna have the money.
Okay. So you weren't gonna use any violence in this situation?
I mean, he seems to think for a minute. No, of course not.
Of course. Now, how long have you known Tim?
Ever since he came to Odessi, I helped him build this house.
Oh, that's interesting.
Let's see. 20 years it must be.
20 years. Was he married to his wife before or after he came here?
No, he married his wife about 2 years after he came to Odessi.
Okay. So you say you know them quite well.
Yeah, they're basically family.
Did you notice them fighting a lot?
To be completely honest, in the past couple years we've grown kind of apart. I mean, we still get together for Thanksgiving every now and again, but they seemed... Oh wait, no. There was this one time where they were upset with each other.
How long ago?
Well, obviously it was before she got sick, but maybe 4 months ago.
4 months, okay. Now back to the money. Why did Tim owe you money?
Well, you see, I took him out to lunch, and then I took him out to lunch again. And you know, you keep doing that, and it kind of adds up. And before you know it, someone owes you 5 gold.
5 gold. That's interesting. Because 5 gold is not that much money.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I just kind of wanted to stop by. But, you know, 5 gold is 5 gold.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Gotta keep onto the cash somehow. Do you have any connections to the other 3 people here?
Yeah, I hired them as a joke to collect the money.
Oh, you hired them. How much money were you planning to give them?
Well, you see, I didn't tell them how much money I was going to give them. Like 2 or 3 copper apiece.
2 or 3 copper. Ah, yeah. That's very funny. So besides that, you have no other connections to these people?
Actually, I know Luna. She's part of my friendship club.
Friendship... an assassin turtle in a friendship club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with that?
I suppose not. If you, you may leave, if you wish.
Okay. Just want to let you know that I am the one who told you that no one left the house. Because I staked out the house the entire night. I was outside in the bush. Because, you know, I'm part of the Assassin Friendship Club. And we made a bush. We made a bush in Friendship Club.
Okay. Interesting. You may exit.
Alrighty.
Huh. This is quite strange. We have an assassin turtle who apparently knows this very large ogre man through a friendship club, which seems very suspicious. Greg the Russian? Is that right? If my memory of geography serves me correct.
Your memory of geography. Of course.
Always. Who says he healed this woman, orc, ogre. Okay, and then we have, of course, the giant man who hired them. He seems quite interesting. Quite indeed. Long-time family friend. 20 years. He has to know something more. No, there's no way. I've gotten as much out of him as I can. At least I will. Daughters, they seem too razzled about this. There's no way I can get any more information out of them. I think the turtle might be interesting to question again. Turtle, if you would so kindly come back in here.
What is he calling you in for this time?
Comrade.
So, what was it again? Luma? Was it Luma? Was that your name?
Luna Remor.
Luna, okay. Luna. You see, this, the family friend, Barongo, or whatever his name is, told me that you know him through a type of friendship club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our favorite hobby is to make bushes.
to make bushes. That's a very interesting hobby. Why would a so-called friendship club make bushes?
Because we like things that do photosynthesis.
Ah, so you're type of like a
I'm
biology?
a turtle.
Okay, but
I like plants.
so
Eat
this
the plants.
friendship club is some type of like biology type of thing?
Gardening. more.
Gardening.
Biology has not been invented as a concept yet.
I guess I'm ahead of my times.
Perhaps.
So gardening, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is that all you do? Just garden?
Sometimes we make tea.
Sometimes you make tea. Ah, interesting. Well, why would a so-called assassin be part of this gardening friendship club?
Well, being an assassin, that's just a hobby.
It's a hobby. Ah, so your gardening friendship club is like a full-time thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, may I ask, where did you learn your assassin skills?
Through family.
Through family. Ah.
Or kind of on my own.
Oh, that's interesting. Your self-taught family lineage kind of thing. That's interesting. So, how long has this assassin thing gone on for in your family?
A very long time.
A very long time. How many? Could you give me an estimate of how many generations?
5.
5. See, if I'm not mistaken, turtles have a quite long life, so that could be upwards of, I don't know, 800 years. That's quite some time to learn about this assassin.
Just like to
skill.
tell the audience, the realm has been around for about 1,000 years. Just gonna insert that in there while we're talking, just for context.
1,000. So 800 about of this land's 1,000 years. So your family must know quite a bit about its beginning. Do you know anything about it yourself?
I'm pretty sure they just started off looking for money, and then it kind of turned into a tradition.
A tradition, interesting. Okay, that's fine. Do you know anything besides you being here for a job about your friend Greg?
I know he's Russian.
I know that too. Besides that.
I mean-
Again, Gregory Rasputin is not Russian. He is from the Jericho Mountains.
Jericho Mountain.
Russian is not a concept. And he's also not from Siberia. Just a clarification from last episode.
Jericho Mountains. Interesting. So, you know he is from the Jericho Mountains.
I mean, he's kind of annoying sometimes, but
That's an understatement from what I can tell.
You hear the dog barking downstairs.
That's annoying mutt.
Rugby?
The dog's name is not Rugby. The dog's name is... Well, actually, you don't know the dog's name is, so I'm not going to tell
If,
you.
Luna, you may exit now, but on your way out, can you tell that dog to shut up?
No, I'm not, because I'm a nice person and I like
Interesting.
animals.
And can you call your friend Greg back in here?
Okay. Greg!
Are you still trying to make fun of my accent, comrade? That is not very nice,
It was very funny. I don't know what you're talking about.
Сука, блядь.
He wants you in there.
Again, why do I have to do this
He
again?
wants to question you.
I don't want to talk to that big fat boar.
Well, you'll need to, otherwise he might kill us.
Oh, блядь.
Get in there.
Okay. What do you want?
Hello,
I already talked to you,
Greg.
comrade.
Okay, yeah, well, we're talking again. Do you know much about your friend Luna besides her being a turtle, an assassin, and of a gardening club?
Not really. She likes to make fun of my accents. I don't know if you've heard, but
It's quite easy to make fun of.
we really just ran into each other, you know. We met, in the tavern,
Interesting.
And we kind of just hit it off with the other comrades and
The others?
that.
What others?
We had, let's see, we had this very creepy man who was very, very strange man. He is no longer here today. And we have a dwarf who is also not here.
Why are neither of them here?
Well, the really creepy man, he had to go and catch those birds,
Oh, the birds.
Yes.
In Odessi, birds are a huge issue.
Well, I find offense to you not liking the birds, as I am one of them.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I don't
it's-
care.
Of course, it's quite difficult to tell with my beak, mouth, and many feathers across the entirety of my body. Of course, Mr. Greg.
How are you taking notes, by the way, of what we are saying?
Always.
How, with your wings, how do you do that?
Because I'm very skilled in what I do. I've been doing this for many years.
Yeah.
So you said you were a healer, right?
I am here from the high mountains of Jericho.
Jericho.
Dag.
Okay. Where did you learn your medic
Oh.
training?
Well, you'll see it is... Well, I would say that my parents, they taught me how, and you see, one day they gave me a book, and on the book, he taught me everything I need to know about how to be a medic.
A medic. Yes, from your parents.
Bah,
Similar
and ever since
to
then.
Luna. Family taught.
Bah, family taught. It is
Interesting.
ever since then been a family tradition. And I use what I learned to heal the daughter of a king, so to speak.
Daughter of a king. Interesting. Well, that's for another time. Do you...
Kevin,
Yes.
why don't you roll an insight check?
An insight check, okay. And then... Oh boy, that's a 13 total. That's a really high insight.
What'd you roll?
7 plus the 6.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. You may exit the room, but if you can, call in the owner of this household.
Why do you want to talk to everybody?
Because I do, and that's my job.
Yeah, you are so annoying, you know.
Yeah. See
Okay.
that?
Hey, Mr. Tim here. He wants to talk to you.
Okay. It's been about 3 or 4 hours. The daughters are preparing a meal. Dinner will be ready in a second.
Oh, so come yet.
Alright, I'll answer a few questions before we eat.
Listen here, Tim. I'm trying to really figure this one out. And, a lot of the evidence here is pointing to, you doing this.
I know. I had some trouble with my wife, you see. I haven't been completely honest with you. I had some shady business with me and
Barongo, your friend.
No, not Barongo. Roll an insight check. The friend of mine.
Ooh, that's gonna be 15.
He was gonna say Barongo.
Ah.
With a friend of mine, and I decided to get out. And, well, I just left recently, you see. My wife, she didn't want me to do what we were doing anymore. And when she got ill, I knew it was a sign that I had to stop.
Let me ask, what were you doing with...
That's why we were fighting, which Kel probably told you about.
Yeah, that did come up. What were you and your friend doing that was so shady?
To be completely honest, I really wish to not say.
Oh. See, now, you're withholding information that could help this investigation.
Gun smuggling.
Gun smuggling. Wow, that's interesting. That is a very large offense in this
I know.
realm. So,
But
understand, on this, at this very moment, I could take you in and have you jailed. But I won't, because your wife has just died, and I want to know who did this. So, do I have to...
Dinner's ready!
Do not leave the room.
Oh.
So, do I have to take you in for a double offense, or do you have any insight as to who has done this?
I mean, it seems suspicious that of the 3 people staying in my house, one of them is no longer here.
Yes, that is quite interesting, but from what I can tell, as I am a bird and have quite excellent eyesight, he and none of your guests actually ever left their rooms.
Left our... I mean... What? Then how is he not here?
Sorry, I meant left their rooms and came to your side of the house.
May I remind you that I'm the one who hired you and am paying you.
Yes, and I believe in fair justice, even if the person who hired me is the criminal in this situation. So, Mr. Tim, I will ask again, do I have to take you in for a double offense, or do you have any other insight in this investigation?
I thought it was obvious. But there's an assassin staying in my home.
And once again, I will bring up the fact that none of them, from what I can tell, left their rooms during the night. Except for the third person who is not here,
Do you know...
who left his room and went out the front door.
The weapon. Tell me about the weapon.
The knife. Yes, the knife.
The knife.
It is quite large. I inspected it, and it's actually a kitchen knife. It's, I think, one of the largest kitchen knives that one could buy in this part of the realm. But I compared it to...
Dad, the food's getting cold!
Do not leave the room. You can wait.
Dad! Just a minute.
I compared it to the assassin's knife. And I would have to say that they do not use this type of knife.
Well, first of all, why did an assassin keep or leave the knife there if it's their knife? And second of all, what if they took the knife from the house and just used that?
From what I can tell, as your knife collection is completely full in your kitchen, from
Are
what
you
I've seen.
sure?
Oh, yes.
Did you check?
I checked at least 3 times in the past couple hours. That knife does not belong to this household.
Are you sure? I mean, I can't look at it, but it
Almost
sure
positive.
seemed familiar.
Really? So, if I may ask to inspect your room for maybe
Why would you...
maybe a
Sure?
knife
I mean,
case or
a knife case.
something to contain the knife.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't eaten all day.
Okay, you may go and eat now if you so wish, but just know that I may have more questions later.
Fine. The family sits down to eat. Kevin,
Yes, I am going to go to the bedroom to inspect the
you walk
entirety
through
of
the dining room, and as you walk through...
Howdy.
Hey, Dad, can I talk to you for a sec? Sure. And they both step out of the room.
I take notice, and I will carry on to the master bedroom.
Alright. Detective Berman walks into the bedroom. You look around and you see a fireplace, a study table, a closet door, some cabinets, in the bed, soaked red, with half orc, half ogre laying on the bed with a knife right through her throat.
Okay. This is a terrible scene. I would like to first inspect the drawers of the nightstand.
Roll a check for me.
Ooh, that's low. What do I get? Do I get a plus for that?
What did you roll? Just
Investigation, so 5.
you find clothes, socks. There's nothing of interest.
Interesting. I would like to continue on to the cabinet.
Here, why don't you just roll an investigation check for everything
My lord.
for
Total of
storage.
7.
A what?
Total of 7.
What'd you roll?
4 plus 3, so 7.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if you roll a 1 or not. Because if you roll a 1, then, well... Again, there are shirts, pants, it's all fairly nice for an ogre, even for a commoner. In fact, you notice that he has kind of a lavish lifestyle.
Interesting. Let me just finish up my checking of the room for anything else suspicious.
Yeah. Roll one more check for me.
That's a total of an 11.
You go into the closet, you don't see anything suspicious. You walk over to the nightstand, there's a book lying on both of them. And finally you look at the ogre. You look at the knife and, well, it's a kitchen knife. It's not too big or too small. But she's definitely dead.
Definitely. Okay, I'm going to exit the bedroom now.
When you exit the bedroom, everybody's sitting down, eating.
Very interesting indeed.
You see one guard is eating, but only the one.
It's strange. If I am not too rude to interrupt, but may I ask, Sir Tim, what was that conversation with your daughter?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? You see, my daughter just told me that one of our knives is missing. He almost seems a little bit upset.
Interesting. One of your knives are missing. Well, if I'm not mistaken...
And you said his anger turns to sorrow, and he suddenly starts to almost shut down.
Okay, you do not have to continue. I guess what I saw was incorrect. Even though I'm never really wrong. Very interesting that one of your knives is missing. That knife does seem abnormally large for a set knife. Or maybe it doesn't. I'm not too sure anymore. I haven't seen too many knife sets, as I haven't been into a kitchen like this before. I guess it's time for me to sit down and eat.
You all sit down and eat. You sit yourself down next to the guard and across from Gregory. You all sit and eat for a while, and the first guard sits in, and the second guard then sit next to you, and you all finish, and the daughter and the husband start to clear the table.
So, comrade detective, did you get anything? Did you find who killed this woman?
I sure have my suspicions, and I have found some quite valuable information that I will be able to hold on to for quite the time. But I am still unsure as to who has done this. If only your friend was here, he might have had some insight, but there's no reason to bother looking for him. He'll return if he so chooses. One last thing, medic.
You may call me Rasputin.
Medic.
Okay, bored.
You are on this job, so to speak.
Job, yes.
And you were hired. By my understanding, this so-called job was almost an act of violence. Why would a medic like yourself be here other than, of course,
What
healing teammates.
job are you guys talking about?
Do
The
not
job-
Even
worry.
stares at
Barongo.
Barongo.
Barongo, see now, Mr. Tim, your friend here hired
Barongo,
these
what are
people.
they talking about? Remember those dinners that you bought for me? Yeah, we were talking about our families. Yeah, well, I kind of wanted that money back because, I met this girl and I want to take her to a nice restaurant, but, restaurants are expensive.
Girl.
Shut up.
But, I mean, I guess that's kind of irrelevant now.
So, Mr. Medic, back to you for a moment.
Okay, Mr. Board.
Did you perhaps, maybe, have any type of weaponry on you besides your
me?
med kit?
Gewoon, just this big old warhammer.
Warhammer, if you would so kindly put that back.
Sorry. Oh, I don't want to break anything.
You have.
Okay, there we go.
Do you have anything else than a warhammer? Maybe a knife of some sort?
No, Rasputin, other than a scalpel, he does not believe in any kind
Okay.
of knife. Rasputin likes to crash.
Okay. So you use your brute strength. Okay, that's
Ah,
interesting. Luna, again. You trained assassin, friend of Barongo. You know quite a bit about knives and.
The rest of the dinner table starts to part, and Barongo and the rest of the Ogre family step into the kitchen.
You know quite a.
The dog, however, stays in the room.
You apparently
What a
know
good
your
boy.
friend very well. And you
Good
know quite a
boy.
bit about knives and killing.
I mean, yes.
Do you know anything about maybe your friend knowing much about that killing thing as well?
Greg?
No. The other one. The
Oh.
large one.
Sage.
No. Barongo, the one who hired you.
Oh, sorry. Well, I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
Probably.
Probably. Well, probably isn't very good for me. I need you to give me a yes or no answer here.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Now then, that is quite interesting. You may step out for a moment. Call the large one in here.
Are you still in the dining hall?
Yes, I am. Sir Barongo, it's come to my attention that you are quite the fighter yourself. Sir Barongo?
Well, kind of.
Kind of.
I mean, I am part of the assassin friendship. Assassin friendship. You see, I'm part of the friendship guild and assassin friendship guild. You see, we try and convert rogues and assassins to the friendship guild. I mean, club.
Interesting. Do you know much about Tim and maybe him knowing much about violence and
Oh yeah, Tim knows a
lacerate?
ton about violence. I mean, no, he seems pretty, he seems alright to me.
oh, sorry, comrade.
That was quite loud coming from the other room. Was he once part of your so-called friendship? Oh, was he one of your assassins you tried converting?
No.
No, that was very hesitant. Are you sure about that?
I am 100 and something percent positive.
You know, he told me that you two used to do illegal gun smuggle back many years ago.
I don't know what you're talking about. He leans back slyly. I've never smuggled 30,000 guns in my life.
Oh, but instead 40,000?
No, it was like 5,000. I don't know why I said 30,000.
Oh.
I mean, wait. Dang it.
So Tim definitely knows much about this violence thing here, correct?
What?
Tim, your friend, knows much about killing and violence.
Smoke bomb! He's gonna throw a smoke bomb on the floor and try and escape.
Oh,
Of course, with my evil...
what is this
Except
smoke?
he trips.
That's me.
On the way to the door, he then tries to get up and starts to keep running.
Smoke everywhere.
he is useless now. I don't think he's done anything.
Someone's got the
The guards
fattest doobie I've
stop
ever
him.
seen.
Stop!
Guards, would you so kindly just hold him for a couple minutes while I finish this up?
I cannot see anything. Where am I going?
Stop! One of the guards walks to you. Sorry, it looks like he got away.
That's okay, I don't think he did it. Let him go back to whatever he was doing. I'll get him one day. Tim, if you would so kindly come back in here.
Luna, Rasputin, what are you guys doing?
I'm still sitting at the table.
Actually, if you guys would so kindly
Oh.
stay in here for this conversation, as I might need you.
Do not worry, Rasputin. He will stay by your side.
Guards, can you keep the daughters out of the room?
This guy's
Sure.
He's crazy.
Um,
I swear. What kind of bird is that?
probably some kind of...
You know it's illegal in this realm to
Pigeon.
insult detectives. I can
No.
bring you in.
It is not illegal in this realm to insult detectives, and both of you know this, as you have both probably insulted a
What
lot of
are you-
detectives.
What are you talking
What
about
does he like,
illegal?
a
Okay,
flamingo?
Start.
Or probably
If
pigeon.
I may get to my
A chicken.
eagle.
Sorry.
Chicken.
If I may get to my point, Tim, I think you did it, and I think all the evidence points to you.
You
and
did it.
We're going to have to
Dog.
either bring you in without hesitation, or if you decide to hesitate, I will have to
I didn't.
take your wife.
I didn't do it.
Are you
I swear. I didn't do it.
Kill it.
See, but all of the evidence obviously points to you, and there's no way that anyone else could have done this, because there is nothing that points to it.
She's the devil.
No. You won't take me. You can't take me. Tim then pulls out a shotgun,
Whoa!
aims it at Luna, and fires. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for today. Please join us next week at the same exact time. I'd like to thank everyone. Guys, thank you all for being here, playing. Devon, thank you for acting and doing all of our tech. It's been a blast. I really had fun.
No pun intended.
Too soon.
Our tech advisor is Devon, like I said. All the art that you saw today was done by Ryan Anderson, except for the map, which was done by me, Scotty Slater. Our background ambience is all provided by Tabletop Audio. It's amazing. Our intro and outro was made by Dillion Webb. And we will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye, comrade.